coming out. I'm Rich Sands with TV Guide Magazine, and I'll be moderating this panel, and I'm thrilled to be here, and glad you could all make it. I'd just like to call out the panelists. You've already met Brannon Braga, executive producer of Terra Nova. And Commander Taylor himself, Stephen Lang. Honorable Jim Shannon, Jason O'Mara. So, Brannon, I wanted to start with you. Mira didn't really give Jim a good answer to the question, what is Terra Nova really about? So, what can you tell us about that?
A brilliant elliptical speaker. What is Terra Nova really about? Well, clearly something else is afoot, and it has something to do with the year 2149, where all of these pilgrims came from. And it's nothing good, but you'll have to keep watching to find out what happens. What I think is kind of interesting is that Mira is not so different in her motivation than the Shannon family and the other families, and that she just wants a better life as well. She's going about it in a very different way. I hope you guys like that episode. Great episode for these two gentlemen. You're starting to see some of the tension between these two guys. A little bit of, I think it's very cool.
Well, what I really liked about this episode was that there was only one dinosaur scene, but it didn't really matter that it was, like last week we had all these different dinosaurs. And I thought that was pretty cool that this show, in the lead up, all the hype was about dinosaurs, dinosaurs, dinosaurs. But you really established it as there's a mystery going on here that doesn't have anything to do with the dinosaurs. So was it hard in the walk up to the show when all the attention was on that, when you knew that there was so much more to it?
Well, I think we all knew going in. Look, some episodes have a lot of dinosaurs, some don't have much. I happen to love that little sequence where it was jumping up at Shannon. It was pretty scary, cool. It's not about the dinosaurs, it's about the people. Dinosaurs will be obviously a complicating factor week to week among other creatures.
Jason, I want to talk to you about that last exchange between Jim and Taylor, when he didn't really tell him everything that Mira told him.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about that? We're seeing a little bit of, like Brannon was just talking, a little bit of a tension between these two.
Yeah, well now for the first time, Taylor doesn't know exactly how much Jim knows. So there's got to be some tension there. Having spent some time with Mira, doesn't know how much of that is true, how much are lies. None of us do. Jim doesn't. Taylor doesn't. So it's kind of an interesting. It introduces an interesting dynamic between the two characters. By the way, when I read that scene with the Nycroraptor, I thought that was going to be really fun to shoot. Turns out it wasn't.
Why did you think it was going to be fun?
Because it sounded cool, like hanging upside down and sort of, beating off a dinosaur, but hanging upside down for 3 hours just isn't fun. And the dinosaur didn't show up till much later.
What's it been like working with, doing the scenes with the dinosaurs, which is, they're not there? How much of a challenge is that?
It's always a challenge because what sort of struck me most of all was that, when you're an actor, you're working with a director and you're on set, and your performance is really in the hands of an editor. But when it comes to visual effects, your performance and your reactions to what is in there is really in the hands of a visual effects guy. And they're weirder than editors. They're strange guys. So you don't know what they're going to do. I mean, you could be beating off a dinosaur, but you could be beating off a warthog. They could put anything in there. You could put in your mother-in-law. Maybe just for kicks, just for fun. Don't tell her I said that.
Stephen, what can you tell us about, we're slowly starting to learn that there's a lot more to Taylor than meets the eye. His son, his past, how much of it do you know, have the producers told you, and what can you tease us about when and what we will find out about Taylor?
First of all, I like the episode because I got to smile. So that's definitely some character development. I think that, Brannon and Renee and I have, we've been speaking for months about Taylor. And he develops incrementally. There's clearly a darkness there. There are clearly things you don't know, and we want to spill the beans in a very slow and methodical fashion, I think, and it maintains kind of a mystery. I've said it before, so I think it's fine to say again. Taylor is very pure of heart, and any mistakes I think that he makes are made with the best of intentions. I think the question is Taylor a manipulator or is he a victim under these circumstances, or is he a bit of both? And we'll learn that as the season progresses.
It's worth noting too that the mysteries and that we have laid out or teasing you with will all be explored completely and fully by the end of first 13. This is not.
You'll know everything your questions will be answered by then, and I think the purpose then is to introduce a whole new set of questions that we then deal with as season 2.
The Sixer, Jim Shannon, Commander Taylor, future quadrangle or whatever you would call it, comes to a really explosive climax, literally, in the final.
Not literally.
Sorry. Well, there are some big explosions in the final episode. Okay. In the final what will be 2-hour episode, 2-hour television movie. Which when did that air? It airs in December.
I heard it was December 19th. Is that right?
And talking about all those things that we're going to learn over the course of the season. So when you guys were reading scripts, did it surprise you, or what was your take? Without, you don't necessarily have to reveal what some of those surprises are, but the directions that it might go in. How did you respond when you were reading scripts?
Oh, I've had a number of surprises. I've cracked the script and went, what? I did that? Oh my goodness! And yeah, so I really appreciate that. It gives you it gives you confidence in the writers and the team back in LA. That's really constructing a story. I think it's terrific. I don't want for the script and everything to be completely expected from my point of view. I love surprises, and that's what we're getting.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much we were answering, how much of the mythology we were actually going ahead and saying, this is that, and this is this, and that's. I think it's an approach that since Lost went off the air, obviously a lot of shows have tried and failed with the long form mythology, and I think it's interesting to have a show that is dealing with a weekly mythology, but is answering questions as it goes in a very real way.
I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, but we're going to open it up to questions from the audience, so if you guys want to start lining up and get ready. Brandon,
No, just an observation that I regard not only the pilot, but the entire first season as something of a maiden voyage for this series. And I thought that was a really gratifying episode because I felt that it found the balance between the myth, between the necessities of a weekly adventure in a very, very balanced way. I thought. It's real praise to, I think, the creators.
I also want to say it was
Slang and I were sitting right over there watching it, and I just want to say it was a really cool experience watching it with you guys in the same room. Hearing your enthusiasm, it was a real joy. Now, I'm not entirely comfortable with watching myself on screen, but as experiences like that go, it was really cool. So I thank you for that, and thank you for showing up.
You laughed in the right places.
All right, that'll cover my portion, and we'll just go to the audience now. So I guess we're going to be alternating between two mics. We'll start here. Just say your name first and ask away.
Hi, my name's Emmett Walsh. I just want to say, Mr. Lang, I thought you were amazing in Tombstone as Ike Clanton. That's one of my favorite westerns ever. Seriously, anyone here hasn't seen Tombstone, go see it, it's great.
Law don't go around here, Mr. James. I'll send you to hell on a shutter, boy.
And I think the show is really interesting. I think it's a great concept. I just have one question. What's up with the log fence? There are 5 dinosaurs and there's just a log fence.
If you're afraid of anything else, you'd probably say, how did they get that through the portal?
That's a good point.
It dissuades a whole lot of creatures from just lumbering through. And also we've got the sonic cannons. Mr. Emmett Walsh. You lost some weight, brother, and I thought you were dead anyway. Fine actor. One of the best, wasn't he?
He was.
Y'all should know him.
He's the guy who played
Blade Runner. Yeah. And Wall.
All right, thanks. Over here.
Hi, my name is Amy. Mr. Lang, it's been killing me for years. I went to school up to elementary to high school with your daughter. And in elementary school, you did a movie for us, and it was with pandas, and you were in China. And I can't remember the name of the movie.
Oh, that's called The Amazing Panda Adventure.
Yeah, it was totally.
Yes, we had an animatronic. That's a very famous, it's all right, I don't want to take time. That's a famous movie because Vern Troyer, pre-Mini-Me, starred as a panda bear. And I actually tossed him. So, yes, I have been a dwarf tosser.
Thank you.
Okay, over here on this mic.
Hi, my name is Victoria. You're talking about this issue with CG work with the dinosaurs and other props and so on and so forth. But I was wondering if there was anything tangible on set that you guys worked with, like a puppet, or if there was like a Sally the Slasher dinosaur off to the side to like motivate you that you guys are acting, but there's also dinosaurs there.
There is. There's in a later episode, a baby dinosaur hatches while Zoe Shannon and Jim Elizabeth witness it in a true Jurassic Park moment, and there was some great animatronic work there. And of course, now you'd be like, it's so obvious that's animatronic. But there you go. But to answer your question, it is nice when there's something really there, because you can really play it and you don't have to worry about where your eyes are going or what the visual effects people are going to do.
A lot of times it's a cardboard dinosaur head on a stick. Literally. A guy running around.
We had this one sequence where we got this, there are a lot of prehistoric bugs too, which I really dig. They're all big. And we have this dragonfly that's coming up. And we had I spent a couple days chasing this dragonfly through Terra Nova because it's important. And we had a guy who had an ornament, which is a lawn ornament. That's a portmanteau word for a lawn ornament, and it was on a stick. And I was driving on the Gold Coast in Australia one day, past the garden center, and I saw the same lawn ornament there. So very
It is hard though to look scared or in awe of a man like that running around. It looks like this.
I'm gonna kill.
Stay back, stay back.
All right, we have time
You did a
for
good job of being scared of one-on-ones. Good job.
we have time for 2 more questions. So back over to this mic.
Hi, I'm Jillian. Big fan. So in terms of being actors, you seem to play, a lot of similar roles. Steven, the guy in the military, and as Jim as a cop who goes back in time. How do you guys feel about typecasting as your career, and if it has any implications on whether or not it's something that you like go for, if it's the roles that you pick, or?
This is one of those moments in life where everything goes into slow motion. And everything changes after, because you're about to, no, I don't, listen, typecasting, I like to do, I'm a science fiction fan, and Star Wars changed my life, blah, 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 you've heard that before. But, I'm attracted to the bigger ideas, so that does narrow the field somewhat if you don't want to do just another cop show, lawyer show, or medical show. Now, I'm not saying when I get my late 40s that I won't consider any of those. Career changes, but for now, I'd like to do the next most exciting project, and if that involves playing the same character, or a similar character, or the same occupation of character as the previous one, then so be it.
I've played all kinds of things over almost 40 years right now, and at this juncture, if I'm being typed as a charismatic silver fox macho, I can deal with that.
Thank you.
Last question over here.
Come on. Hi, my question is to Lang. How does it feel from going from a movie like Avatar to Terra Nova, where it's almost like the same setting, except that it's alien and dinosaurs versus Earth dinosaurs?
I think the more you watch Terra Nova, the further, the less you'll feel that way. I mean, I understand the comparison.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I understand the comparison. But I think that if you stick with the show, which I know you will, then it's a very, very different world, Terra Nova and Pandora. Listen, the only thing I'd say about it is that I take great pride in anything that gets compared to Avatar, because what a wonderful experience that was. And it is totally my belief that the effort that we put in to Terra Nova, the creative personnel we have, the talent of the actors that we have and the crew, it measures up. Television is a different medium. We're doing something on a weekly basis, trying to put in very sophisticated effects with a turnaround time of probably around 6 weeks from shooting to airing at some point. That's not an easy thing. Of course, Avatar, we had scads of time. So
Avatar!
Anyway, I just wanted to say that about it. I think that I love the comparison because in our own way in Terra Nova, we strive to be every bit as scrupulous, as vibrant, and as fantastic.
Because from Avatar, I remember it was, as some people may call it, a drill bit tailor, very tough, very militant, and very bossy. And in Terra Nova, you kind of remind me of the same role, which is like, oh wow, I gotta watch it. Because when I first saw it,
I think keep watching and then watch Avatar again, and you'll see that there are differences. Characters can start from the same kind of background. It's even conceivable that Taylor and Quaritch serve together because the time period is the same, you know? And, but characters can begin from virtually the same place, and if they just leave on a slightly different trajectory, by the time you get out into the stratosphere, you're worlds apart.
Thank you everyone for coming out. Keep watching Terra Nova Mondays at 8 on Fox. This episode airs, you just saw it, airs this coming Monday. Yeah. And they're off for 1 week for the World Series, and then they're back pretty much straight through to the end of the year. So keep watching.